Hello, everybody. Happy Friday. It's art day. Woohoo! So, I hope you guys are ready to make some art today. We've got a new project to look forward to. So, this is going to be due next Friday because next Friday, September 25th, is National Comic Book Day. Do you guys know what comic books are? I hope you know what comic books are, or comic strips, or I don't know if anybody gets a newspaper at home, but have you ever read the funnies in the newspaper, the comic books, the comic strips in the newspaper? Lots of fun. When I was a kid, I loved comic books. My brother and I had a huge collection of comic books. I was a fan of the Hulk, and he was a fan of Wolverine and Spider Man, so we had lots of comic books in my house when I was a kid. So, to pay homage to Comic Book Day, we're going to talk about a style of illustrating words today in comic books. And we're going to be thinking about a special kind of word. The, that kind of a word is called an automatopoeia. Okay, I've included that in the Google Classroom and the Schoology platform so that you guys can read about it and understand what kind of a word an automatopoeia is. That is a word that basically when you hear it, it makes you think of a sound like boom or wow or yay or chomp chomp or choo choo, something like that that makes you think of a sound. Those are all special kinds of words, and they're used in comic books to create like a sound that the person who's reading the comic book and looking at the artwork could imagine in their head if they were actually part of the comic strip. They see that word written in a special way or drawn in a special way, and they can imagine that they hear it. So I'm going to show you, because sometimes it's easier for me to explain it in a drawing than it is explaining it in words. That's why art is another language that is a wonderful way to communicate. So I'm going to show you, and we're going to go to the overhead camera here. I'm going to show you what I mean. So I'm going to pick a word that I like, an onomatopoeia, and I think I'm going to use the word boo because I really like the word boo. And that's something that actually my kids say a lot because they're always hiding from me at home, and then they jump out and they like to go boo to scare me. So I'm going to take the word boo. First, what I'm going to do on my paper is I'm going to kind of map out a section where I'm going to be drawing. I don't want to draw too small and I don't want to draw too big. So in your Google Classroom site or your Schoology site, I've included a bunch of links that should show you how to do this, okay, or give you ideas on what kind of style you need to be doing in order to make this happen. And you can just go ahead and pick one of those and copy it, okay? Honestly, you can just copy it and then you make it your own with your colors and your design work. So this big oval here is going to be my work area. So my word is going to go inside, and then my drawing of what's going to go around the word is going to go also inside of here. It's okay if it comes out a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write the word boo. And I'm going to use block style lettering. I think we've done this before. So I'm going to do a big B like this. You really can just do this however you want to. Boo! And a big exclamation mark at the end to really emphasize. Exclamation mark makes you think that someone is shouting or yelling or saying something really strongly. Okay? So that's how I'm gonna make my word here, boo. But I'm also going to add something to it because when you think of boo, you think of what? A ghost, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna make right up here, I'm gonna make a little ghost. Actually, I should have turned that into eyes of the ghost, but that's okay. I think oh my gosh, I haven't drawn a ghost in a long time. It doesn't really look like a ghost, does it? It's okay. Boo! This little creepy guy popping out at the back. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and leave my letters alone for a minute because I'm going to work on this, what's going to happen here in this background. So remember I said this is mainly going to be your area for creating the background, and you can go outside of this border here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to imagine drawing like points of a sun. It's okay if it goes off the paper and you don't see it. It's all right. Or you can make it a little smaller. The good thing about watching an art video is you watch it first and then you, or twice or three times, and then you figure out how you're going to do it. Okay, so now as I get into this, I'm going to be able to erase these leftover lines. So don't worry about, doing it perfectly right now. I'm just trying to show you how you can clean it up. Just if you draw lightly enough, I'm drawing dark because I want you to see on the camera. But if you draw lightly enough, you can erase these lines and not see any marks left over at the end. I'm not worried about it too much. Okay. I am worried about it a little bit down here because I want it to look right for you guys. This project is due next Friday, so you have the whole week to work on it if you can. I know you have a lot of work for your other classes. I get it. But just try if you can. Okay. So everything's going to get outlined in black later, but I'm just going to go to work on, coloring my letters. And you pick whatever you like. You color it however you want to. Right? Again, you can refer back to the links that I included as guides, or you just do your own thing. Just wanted you to get the basic understanding of the style that we're working in here. There's an artist named Roy Lichtenstein. I've included a couple of pieces of his work in your links. I'm going to do purple and orange for Halloween. So Roy Lichtenstein was an artist known for pop art. It's called pop art, popular art. And it also included a certain kind of style where he used a lot of bright colors and bursts of color and a little bit of pattern. He worked a lot in primary colors too, red, yellow, and blue. And he worked really big canvases to make the work stick out. You can really see all the detail in it. All right, so there's my, and I forgot my exclamation mark, which I'm going to go back to purple for. You pick the colors that you like. Just take your time coloring. Make sure you like what you're choosing. And then in the background, I'm going to do like a yellow. I'm just going to do this really quick. I'm not going to really be concerned with having you guys watch me color, but now here's where it can get really fun, because what you can do is you can start adding in like different patterns into your work. So what I'll do maybe is I'm going to take this blue and I'm going to do dots all over my paper, or you can actually do circles. You can do big polka dots if you want to, or you can mix them up and do big polka dots and little dots. Markers are easy to use with to create a lot of color in a small space quickly. I'm just dotting. Kind of looks like paint splatter. I'm just looking, using my observation skills to see where space has been left blank when I need to fill it in with. Now I would have normally, if I had a lot of time, I would have colored that whole background in yellow. And it would have really popped out. And that's what I want you guys to do. I want you to really spend some time working with the color. I'm not stabbing my paper here with marker. I'm just lightly letting the marker do the work. My hand is not being forceful. I'm being relaxed and calm. I'm not bending the tip of the marker. Add a couple more big dots. Okay. All right, cool. So now, if I want to add a little bit more color around the outside with that yellow, I can do that. You just add another layer, following the lines around. You can mix your media up. So You can use colored pencils, crayons, and markers all together if you want to. You could even paint that background with watercolor if you'd like, if you have it. Now I'm going to use my black Sharpie. Now, you may not be allowed to use a black Sharpie at home. A black Crayola marker or Crazy Art marker or any kind of black marker that you've got is fine. If you don't have a black marker at all, then you can just use, you can even use a black ink pen, or you can just use your pencil really, really hard. Just don't make a hole in your paper. And I'm even going to, in a minute here, depending on if I like the way this looks, I may add some pattern inside my letters. You can do that too if you want. And don't forget my ghost. Ooh, it's time to start thinking about Halloween costumes. Okay, boo. Yeah. So now what you can do is, if you wanted to, you can add some, you can add some extra texture inside, or extra pattern inside your letters. I'm just going to make big circles inside my O there and make it kind of spooky looking, just to emphasize the word boo here, that we're going for spooky. Okay? And then I'm going to add some little spiders. And maybe a web. To make it look like a spider web inside there. Okay? Alright, so this is just a very quick example. I want to see what you guys can come up with. Just look at the examples that I posted. Take your time. Just think of lots of color. And let's see what you guys can come up with, okay? Have some fun with it. Alright, see you soon. Don't forget to post your work on Seesaw or send it to my email at hsperling@atalamontessori.org. And I can't wait to see what you guys make. See you next week.